song to make your day brighter. Oh, one that will last you long through troubled days. Giving your heart, ooh, the light to brighten. Oh, all of the dark, it falls in your way. You need devotion. Bless the children, yeah. Deliverance from the fruits of evil. In everyone's life, there's a need to be happy. Oh, let the sun shine, a smile your way. Open your heart, feel the touch of devotion. Oh, maybe this song will help uplift your day. Make a better way. You need devotion. Bless the children, yeah. Deliver from the fruits of evil.
Good morning. Thank you for being here, and thank you to our fabulous and talented musicians, Kev Choice, Luke Winfrunk, Dame the drummer, and Clark Sims on bass. Thank you so much. A great start to our morning, and let's give love to Levi Griffin, our sound engineer. Thank you. Great way to start the day. I'm Rain Dugan. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm happy to welcome you all to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. A very special welcome to anyone who's joining us for the first time this morning. If you are here for the first time and you don't mind raising your hand, we have a special gift for you. Welcome. Our ushers are coming with a welcome packet. And welcome as well to those of us joining us by YouTube Live and Facebook Live. We are glad you are here. You can sign up for the weekly newsletter so you can know about all the things that are happening at the Oakland Center. We respectfully acknowledge that here in the Bay Area, we gather on the traditional land of the indigenous Ohlone people. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded these lands for countless generations. Now let's take a moment to bless our children wherever they are. I feel like that song really blessed our children. That was a good start. If you could read along with me. We bless all the children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. We know the truth of who you are. You are unique expressions of God, and we are grateful to have you in our lives. And so it is. We have a lot of great things happening at the Oakland Center. It's the 3-page announcer script today, so there's that much good stuff going on. Are you ready? Okay. On Wednesday, March 13th, at our midweek oasis, join practitioner Peggy Cotton for a deeper conversation on the topic Up Until Now, Meditation is at 6:30 and service is at 7 on Zoom. Go to oaklandcsl.org and click services for the Zoom link. Join our 2024 community spiritual practice using the Abundance Book, 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph Price. Today we're on the 30th day of the program, which is the 10th affirmation of the book. And you can also join our discussion group on the 40-Day Prosperity Plan on Wednesday, March 13th at 3 p.m. on Zoom. Visit oaklandcsl.org and click services and scroll down to use the Wednesday Oasis Zoom link. This month's nonprofit partner is 100K Trees for Humanity. They are a Black-led urban reforestation organization, and their purpose is to organize cities and communities to plant trees for climate and public health. They are planting 100,000 urban trees, or 1 new tree per resident. The season for nonviolence runs from January 30th to April 4th for 64 days, commemorating the anniversaries of the deaths of Mohandas Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Please contact Linda Wyman at the bookstore or bookstore@oaklandcsl.org, or you can sign up at the front table to receive daily affirmations during this period. Ramadan begins today. It is the most sacred month of the year in Islamic culture. Muslims observe the month of Ramadan to mark that Allah, or God, gave chapters of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad in 610. We are also celebrating National Women's History Month in March, which recognizes the contribution of women to events in history and contemporary society. It's celebrated in March, corresponding with International Women's Day on March 8th. Woohoo! Yes. You go, women. You go, girls. And we go. There's still time to complete your community engagement survey. Please take 5 minutes to do so. Your feedback is much appreciated, and thanks to those who've already submitted their feedback. You can join the Social Justice Ministry as they partner with the Diversity Circle on March 22nd at 7 p.m. for a virtual book study and discussion on Stained Glass Spirit by our own CSL author, Dr. Tracy Brown. Go to oaklandcsl.org and then groups and then Diversity Circle for the Zoom link. It's a March mystery sale at the Spirit Treasure Bookstore. Sounds enticing, intriguing. Go find out what it's all about, or contact Linda Wyman at bookstore@oaklandcsl.org. Save the date for this year's annual meeting and the election of the new trustees. This will be on Sunday, April 7th from 1 to 3. All are encouraged to attend, either in person, in which you'll get to benefit from wonderful food after the service, or you can join via live stream. So you all figured this out because you're here, we're here, we made it to the time change day, daylight savings time. Today, remember, if you haven't already, adjust your clocks forward 1 hour. And anyone who's showing up now thinking meditation is starting, there's your alert to the time change. That's it. We got to the end of the announcements. There's a lot happening here. You can visit csl.org to see what's happening within Centers for Spiritual Living, the national organization, or maybe international organization. And you can visit our website for more information about what's happening here. You can also follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for special contents and update you'll only get by liking and subscribing to the Oakland Center. Please like us and subscribe to the Oakland Center. And now, please stand if you're willing, and let's recite together our vision and mission statement. The vision of Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer and play. And so it is. Have a wonderful service.
Good morning. I'm Susan Urquhart Brown and a practitioner here at the Oakland Center, and I have 2 readings for you. And just a reminder, the theme of our month is That's How We Never Do It. And the theme of the week is Up Until Now. Our first reading is from Maya Angelou. Do the best you can until you know better. When you know better, do better. And the next one is by an unknown author. This morning, let go of everything you didn't do right, the negative things people have said, and focus on all you are and all you are becoming. So let's go into prayer together. Taking a breath with me. Just going into this moment, this very, very present moment, where we are absolutely connected with the one Spirit, with God, with all there is. And knowing this in our hearts, we are absolutely one with each other. We're blessed. We're here doing what it is we are doing and being our best self in this world today. So I am knowing that this service is a beautiful service. It already has been with our musicians and all of those wonderful things there are for us to do and gather together in community to do together. And so I am just very, very grateful for our Reverend Sunshine Michelle Coleman, who will be our magnificent speaker today and inspiring us. So all there is to do is just be grateful for this moment, for this gathering, for the feeling tone that we've all brought here together, for the love and the light, our musicians, everybody who had anything to do, and bless everyone who is within the sound of my voice. And so join with me now together by saying, and so it is, Amen.
Yeah. We're gonna need you guys to clap your hands with us on this one. On that 2 and 4. Yeah. And if you feel like singing with us, please sing with us too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Up until now, God has been good to me. I know he's been good to you. If God's been good to you, I think you can clap your hands a little louder. Yeah. All right. I said down through the years, God has been good to me. Oh, down through the years, God has been good to me. I said down through the years, God has been good to me. God's really been good to me. Yeah. All of my life, God has been good to me. Oh, all of my life, yeah. Down through the years, God has been good to me. Oh, down through the years, God has been good to me. I said, down through the years, God has been good to me. I said, God's really been good. Y'all help us. God's really been good. Somebody say, God's really been good. Come on, God's really been good. I said, God's really been good. God's really been good. God's really been good. You know He's really been good. He's really been good. Oh, you know He's really been good. God, oh, she's been so good to me.
Can y'all hear me okay? There we go. I'm going to say it again. If we had a tip jar, boy, y'all, we could do real good with you. Did you see the crowd over there? Did you see the crowd over on that side? Well, good morning and grand rising, and I'm glad to see those of you in the house who set your clocks early enough, and we might see some other folks rolling in. I'm Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman. I use she, they pronouns, and I welcome you this beautiful, almost spring morning. It's so good to be alive, so good to be here, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have a couple of things I want to announce or acknowledge before I get into the talk today. I do want to acknowledge, and thank you, Rain. Where'd she go? She was right there. Oh, there she is over there with Sean. That's the right place to be. International Women's Month, Women's History, and International Women's Day was on Friday, so I specifically want to call that out. And stay tuned for Reverend Ikea Param here next Sunday, because she has I saw her slides in advance, so you won't want to miss some of the things that she's sitting right there that she's going to bring to us next week about women's history and celebrating the social, economic, the cultural, the political changes that we've helped support and get through across the globe. Also, acknowledging a great woman in the world. Yesterday at East Bay Church of Religious Science, our sister community, we celebrated the life of Reverend Carolyn Jolly Douglas, whom was a part of this community. She started here in the 80s, and so I would like to simply hold a moment of silence for Reverend Carolyn, honoring her and blessing her family. Thank you, blessed be, and we give thanks for all the many things and contributions she's made across. She was the first woman in the Bay Area in the Environmental Protection Agency in the 80s or 90s. That's what we heard yesterday, and I can probably guarantee you she was the first black woman. right? So I wanted to acknowledge that. And you saw that we're launching a social justice ministry, and I wanted to just say a word about that and share with you their mission and encourage you to come to the Diversity Circle. So we have the Social Justice Ministry, the Diversity Circle partnering on Friday, May 22nd at 7 p.m. virtually. And the mission of the Social Justice Ministry of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to love and support our community through spiritual practices, education, and collaborative action that elevates diversity, equity, and inclusion at our center. And you should be proud of that. There's so much challenge about it across the country and question about it, so we don't want to, we want to acknowledge that. The committee members are Crystal Fry, Carmen West Jefferson, practitioner emeritus, Deborah Jackson, and Linda Wyman, and we also thank Karen Peterson for her participation in that. Last but not least, I am personally, as your senior minister, asking you to come on Sunday, April 7th to the annual meeting. I am asking you to come. You don't have to be a member here to come. But if you are here in this sanctuary and you are coming into this community, then you deserve, and I want you to hear what we've accomplished and what we're going through, or where we are in life this past year and going forward. Because we're a community together, and if we're a beloved community together and we're putting it together, I want you to be here. So that's my plug. That okay with you? Okay. And now, as I prepare to move into the talk, I like to have us take a community breath, because I believe that if we're breathing together, then we're hearing together, we're feeling together as beloved community, we're healing together, we're transforming together. And that is what I'm about. Are you about that? I can tell. That's why I asked her. I know she's about that, and hopefully some of the rest of you are too. So with that, exhale right where you are. Just let it go. And now an intentional breath, breathing in deeply, filling your lungs. Hold it. Let it out with a sigh. Twice more we'll do that. Breathing in deeply. Let it out with a sigh. And a bigger breath now. And a bigger sigh. Let me hear it. You too, live streamers. I always forget to say that, but you're not off the hook. And hello to you. So let your breath come in and out of your body. Just easily and gently. There's nothing you need to do but allow. This is the gift of God. The breath of life. If we are breathing into Mother Gaia and allowing the flush and the compost to happen, then we are letting go of what does not serve. And we are doing this together as community. So that's why I do that. As Susan Urquhart Brown mentioned, our theme for this month is a grand rising. We are rising into the new. This is what we are focusing on. And this month in March, these are our global themes that we choose to use here, which I'm proud of because I sit on that committee. And our theme for the month is that is how we've never done it. We are talking, if we're talking about transformation and changing the systems of oppression, there's so many of them, aren't there? We could talk about economic, we could talk about societal, we could talk about medical, we could talk about educational, we could talk about so many forms of oppression. If we want it to be a world that works for all, we're going to need to do some things that we've never done before. That's what that means. And today our theme is up until now. Up until now is what I'm going to talk about today. I first like to do, though, an affirmation. And so since Spirit gave me from January 1st forward, this is a year of abundance and building abundance consciousness. So we are using, I didn't bring my book up today, but there was a slide up there. Little green book called the Abundance Book. It's a 40-day prosperity book and program by John Randolph Price. It's been around for a long time, and it's a daily affirmation thing that we're doing. How many of you are doing it with me now? Okay. And you can start, we have quite a few, and I'd love more. And guess what? We do it for 40 days, and I'm going to repeat it again. So I'm teeing you up because we're 30 days in, which means we're close to 40. And guess what? The next day, I'm going to do it again. So you can join me if you want. And what I'd like for us to do is to all declare today's affirmation, which is day 10. Are you willing? Yes. Okay, let us do it together. I keep my mind off this world, and I place my entire focus on God within as the only cause of my prosperity. I acknowledge the inner presence as the only activity in my financial affairs as the substance of all things visible. I place my faith in the principle of abundance in action within me. And so it is. And I'm pausing because I want you to let that seep into your pores so that it can eradicate any sense of lack or limitation that may be hiding out. So up until now, so what does that mean, up until now? Well, it's one of my favorite terms. I actually use it often, up until now, to help flip the script. I talk about flipping it often. But first, we have to be aware of the things that we need to flip. We need to pay attention to ourselves because quite often we are saying things that come out of our mouths and then we don't realize it's come out, right? Until someone tells us or we notice later. So what are we flipping? Sometimes we go into those automatic spaces where we're saying things, and you know, our words have power. That's what we believe in affirmations. Let me just say, we believe in affirmations. Did you know that an affirmation can be positive or it can be negative? We focus on positive affirmations. We do them together all the time. But we are doing negative affirmations all the time too. When you hear someone saying, I am sick, that doesn't mean, now hear me clearly, I am not disacknowledging that your health may be at odds. I'm not saying that. You certainly want to take care of yourself in the ways that you need to. But for us to stand in that place of, I am sick, I am afraid, I am fat, I am skinny, I am tall, I am in a place of not loving ourselves from, then in my view and in our science of mind philosophy, we can flip that into something more positive by saying, catching ourselves right in this moment. Up until now, I thought that. Up until this moment. But what does it do? It opens up the door for change. Up until now does. Up until now lets you catch yourself midstream and say, okay, up until now I thought this thing, and now what? What do you put after that? What do you affirm after that? Let me give you an example. I'm afraid of the dark. I'm not, personally. I love the dark. We're always talking about this shadow space because I feel it's really rich, right? But what if my statement was, I am afraid of the dark? What is that? That's a negative declaration. And actually, the way I would describe an affirmation, here's my definition: a short, declarative phrase in present tense that claims an outcome. A short, declarative phrase that is in present tense and claims an outcome. That's how we teach it in the Science of Mind classes, right? So, I am healthy, whole, perfect, and complete is something that we often say. I am afraid of the dark is something the same, but it focuses on the opposite end of the continuum. Instead of focusing on love, faith, hope, joy, whatever, it focuses on fear. So the more you say that, the more you experience that, is what this is about. And by adding up until now, you allow yourself to change it. You have to be careful about what you put behind I am. I am is in the Bible as I am that I am. I am the Christ presence, the Holy One, the divine presence. So if I am that and you claim I am something else, then that's where perhaps you could work on that. So up until now lets you open up into the possibilities. This is the space that I'm often suggesting to us that we lean in to. What's next? What can I open up into? So instead of I am afraid of the dark, up until now I am afraid of the dark, yet my confidence is growing, or you could say my fear is dissipating. You could add something after that statement. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay, I need to keep going because that was not very many people understood what I was saying. Here's what happens with it. When we affirm something, what we believe in our philosophy is that neutral space of that law, the law that we deposited into, only knows to say yes. You say, I am afraid of the dark. It says yes. Let me give you more of that. I am afraid of whatever I'm afraid of. Yes. I agree with you. Let me give more of that. I am healthy, whole, perfect, and complete. Yes. I agree with you. Let me give you more of that. That is why we need to watch our language and how we put something forth. And what this does is help us get into our subconscious. You know, there's something where we say something consciously, but we're often speaking subconsciously. Sometimes where we don't even know we're saying that. Let me give you an example. I have been, over the last couple of years, I noticed, hesitant about manifesting a certain thing in my life. I didn't know I was hesitant until I caught myself. Pay attention to me now. You have to catch yourself in the negative affirmation. So I wasn't even aware of that I was languaging a certain way. But for whatever reason, one day I started paying attention to that. And it's like, I better notice more and let me look into why I'm saying that. Because even if I don't want to manifest that thing, if I don't correct that behavior, it's going to affect the other things in my life. Because I am closing the door to what I call myself affirming. We can neutralize the thought. We think we're praying and claiming this, that, and the other. And if we don't pay attention to what's neutralizing that, we're going to be wondering, where's my blessing? What happened? I'm praying, Rev, can you help me? That's what a practitioner will help you do. Isn't that right, Dorothy? We sit and we listen to you and we feed stuff back to you that we're hearing, and sometimes we don't even hear how we are limiting ourselves. So that's why we need support. We need to, go to someone for support. For whatever reason, I think it was a culmination of events, I started paying attention to what I was saying. And then I said, ooh, that doesn't sound right, Miss Metaphysician, knowing that you shouldn't be doing that. So that I can now lean in. Isn't that what I'm telling you? Let me lean in with curiosity and wonderment. Tell me more. Like, what is it? I'm asking myself that. What is it? Why don't I want that thing? Why am I saying that thing like that? Do you know what I discovered? I discovered it started opening up and talking to me. When you take it into prayer, when you work your spiritual practices, it will reveal to you that which you're asking. Why? Because you've created possibility. When you lean in like this, I see you, Craig. If I lean into you like this, then I can hear what you're saying. But if I'm standing back like this, I can't. We do that with the universe, right? So I started leaning in, and it let me know that I wasn't wanting to manifest this thing over here because I thought I might lose my independence. And I thought, I was thinking all sorts of things that were limiting, but I didn't realize I am telling on myself, as I always do. I am your senior minister, been in religious science for over 40 years. I'm well practiced. I am telling on myself to you because I want you to do what I'm doing or find your own way. I'm used to being vulnerable, and I think it's a beautiful quality. Let me tell the truth on myself because I want to bring these teachings forward. People say to me often, oh, Rev, you make it look so easy. I might, yeah, I'm well practiced. That doesn't mean that I'm not doing the work. So check yourself to do the work. So when I leaned in and saw all these things, what came up? Ask me. What came up? Okay, thanks for asking. What came up was guilt, blame, shame. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have been thinking, you knew better. All these things. Doesn't that come up? We have to pray ourselves through it. We have to forgive ourselves through it. Say the Ho'oponopono prayer. Who knows that? What is it? It's simple. Say it. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Did you hear that? But if you say it to yourself then and take that into your spiritual practice, then I can forgive myself for not doing better. And I can thank myself for leaning in with curiosity to hear what I need to do to release this thing that is blocking not only that thing over there that I didn't want, supposedly, but guess what? It will block other things too. It will open up the dam. Up until now, I'm still talking about that, will help you to open up this dam that you may have created within yourself. We do that. We're products of society. There is no one in here that hasn't either been through this before or going through it now or won't go through it later because it just is the way of life. But you know what? I've come to believe this is a beautiful way of life because our mistakes and our hard times and our troubles will bring us to those places, if we let us, that give us wisdom and experience. My son said to me the other day when he's at the end of his 20s, a lot of parents tell on their kids' age on Facebook and stuff, and I refuse to do that, but I will say he's at the end of his 20s, okay? He's about to go into his 30s, the next decade. And so I said to him, happy birthday, honey, I hope it, and he said, ooh, yeah, I'm glad, this is all on text. I'm really glad to be aging because I'm ready to move on. I was like, those young ones. When you live a little while, you're wanting to start going back the other way. But I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be in my 20s either if I had to repeat it, because you know what? Some of that is, it doesn't have to be like that. I see one of my beautiful young ones out there right now who's in his 20s, who's brilliant. So you keep doing it, baby. But for me, I would say that, it was a wandering age. It was at this age, I don't think I'd want to quite go back there. Up to you, that's not the point. The point is that we need to appreciate wherever we are in our lives right now. Give thanks for the challenge, because if you're giving thanks for the challenge, you have the faculty to know that there's a blessing in there somewhere, that you have something to give thanks to. That you survived whatever it is that you're going through thus far. And then you can open up, show me more. What do I need to know more? All of this starts when you can flip it and say, up until now. And I sometimes will interject that with people. If you're saying something to me, this is how the community can support. Not that you have to wag a finger at somebody. But if you hear somebody declaring something negative about themselves that they don't that they don't want to do, What you can just, after you listen to them, you can say, up until now. And you know, when I offer that, people say, oh, thank you, yes. Because what does it do? It brings us back. It brings us back into this current moment of what we want to experience. You know, this topic made me think about what we call race consciousness, which is a consciousness of, and we have to be careful not to tag on to race consciousness because it will pull us in. Race consciousness is about a collective thought of a people. So let me give you an example of the flu season. It's real, the cold and flu season, and it's even worse because of the pandemic, right? But you hit September, watch all the ads that just get, talk about flu. You're going to get the flu, go get your flu shot. Don't do this, don't do that, avoid the flu. And people, what? They harbor onto it. Listen to me clearly. I'm not saying don't get a flu shot. Please don't go tell somebody that your minister said don't do the flu shot, okay? That's not what I'm talking about is the consciousness of. And the reason I'm saying it is because I'm perceiving there is a consciousness of fear right now in our society that is building. There is a consciousness of fear, especially given the political landscape, but you figure anything else out in this world that's going on, there's lots of things that we can latch onto that go against our principles, our spiritual principles. And I really realized that recently in talking to a few people. It tells me that the consciousness of the people, generally speaking, is raising toward fear, including in our philosophy, where we're focused on faith all the time and on these. So the reason I am saying that to you is for you to catch yourself. I'm inviting you to think of where you are believing from. Where are you believing from? And do you really believe that this is the end of the times? It's okay if you do. This is the end of the times. Or do you really believe that we can make this a world that works for all? If you believe that this is a world that we can make it good for all, then check yourself. And that subconscious place and those things that we are saying or doing that are not in alignment with your principles. Check yourself and realign. Realign, reaffirm and say, up until now I thought this thing. And I declare the truth of what I know that I know. Are you with me? Are you feeling what I'm saying? We are needed here to be sound in our spiritual principles. The world needs us to be sound and solid in our spiritual principles so that we can help move it that way, because you better believe that all the toxicity that's happening out there needs to come up and out for it to be released and healed and blessed and released. And it might get tighter. It might get harder. You might find yourself latching on more to this race consciousness that I'm talking about over here, and I'm asking you, imploring you, I'm even begging you as your spiritual leader, for all of us, myself included, to stay in principle, to stay in practice, to stay grounded and rooted, to meditate, to pray, to journal, to be in book club, to go sing and do music, to go visit the elderly in the nursing homes, to do whatever it is to stay grounded in those principles that will take us over to make it a world that works for everybody. And this is the beauty and the benefit of this quiet time, because if we stay in our principles and our practices, it's not as busy, and we can't, we were talking about that in our pre-gathering. Reverend Jerry was telling me that I'm listening to my intuition, and she told me an example of something back there. It was spot on. I do it all the time. I don't question when the intuition that I know is God speaking to me, even if it sounds like something radical that I'm thinking, Spirit, what are you talking about? I don't do that. I just go do what it tells me to do, because I have honed that muscle to know that it does not fail me. I might not know everything that it knows. All I need to know is that thing right there, and the next thing will be revealed if you have faith and trust. So I'm asking you to get into your spiritual principles and practices so that you can calm that other stuff, that busy stuff that's going on within all of us. Worry, fear, anxiety, chitter chatter, nervousness, whatever it is, calm that down through your spiritual practices so that you can hear when Spirit tells you when you're driving, turn right. And you put your signal on and you turn right because you heard it. It's yours to do. And then you later find out that there was this huge calamity that happened, or that you might not even find out that you dodged a bullet. That's what your spiritual practice will do for you. I found a lot of these unknown quotes. It cracks me up on the web. You can find so many great things, and then it says unknown. How can that be? Somebody put it up there. Listen, it says, if you don't leave your past behind, it will destroy your future. Live for what today has to offer, not from what yesterday took from you. This is about starting new and making this up until now is what I'm talking about. And maybe this is where that's what we've never done before. Maybe some of you have never done that. Has anybody ever used up until now in your statement? Okay, some, but not a lot. Okay, maybe this is some of those things that you've never done. And maybe there's other things that we've never done that we need to do. Okay, I'm just all over the place, so I'm about to bring this to a close because, Spirit had a whole lot else to say to you that I didn't intend, but I trust, so I just hope that it was something that's meaningful. Another of these unknown quotes: you can't change what's going on around you until you start changing what's going on within you. Isn't that what I'm talking about? If we have to start with ourselves, that's what we can impact. Now, that does not mean that we don't go do some action or some movement. That's what the Sacred Activism Committee is all about in Centers for Spiritual Living. It's how do we bring activism and movement and spirituality together so that we're living and praying together, but we're out there moving and doing. So we do have to do something, right? But we can't do something from a hurt, wounded place. You know how they say hurt people hurt people? Hurt people hurt people. Clean up your hurt. It's okay that you have your hurt. It's okay. That's about forgiveness, right? Work on that and then go out there. This is how we're going to have. I'm telling you, it's probably some tough conversations that we are going to have right here in this very center. And there's going to be some people who don't understand what this one is saying, and how could they? If you are doing your spiritual work and what I am asking you to do, there will be something, I guarantee you, within you that moves you to calm and listen. And to listen someone in so that they can say what they need to say. And guess what? You're going to get your turn for you to say what you need to say. And what optimally I would like to happen is for there to be better understanding, even if you don't come to an agreement. This is how we make it a world that works for everyone, because there's going to be some places where we're not going to agree. How do we reconcile with that? How do we live here together? How do big families live together? You can start with that in one house. You have a bunch of siblings and stuff, that's the challenge right there. Right? Because some may not agree with the others, but you have to work it out. So as we bring this to a close, I'm going to give you another one of these quotes. This one's in another color. Let me see what this says, because I must have really wanted to say this to you. We are so sorely needed in this world. I did say that, but let me say it again. We are so sorely needed in this world to transmute negative energies attached to systems that need to be dismantled and new systems created to actually support this world that we envision working for all. We must do our inner work first. So here's what I leave you with. When old patterns are broken, that's what I'm talking about. This is another one of these unknown things, so maybe I can embellish a little bit. When the old patterns are broken, I'm talking about the subconscious, the things that I have talked about today. And we use our tools, up until now is one of them, to flip our script in our language, watch our language, to do what we know to do. When the old patterns are broken, new worlds emerge. New worlds. Isn't that what we want? We're talking about grand rising. We want a new world that can eradicate homelessness and can stop the wars, and that can, have a political landscape that works for everybody, even with the multiplicity of it all, not be at odds. And it's not a dictatorship. That it's something that has some equity and balance in there, where people are employed if they want to work, or they can be retired if they want to be retired, where we can live in harmony and conscious community, where we can nurture our planet. I point out here because it's so beautiful out here. My office is right back there. I in the back. I'm so blessed. I get to work here amongst these beautiful grounds, where we can, with the trees and the plants and all of that, with the animals and with the different beings, so that we can all be together. This is what we are striving for. Am I in the right place? Is that what we're striving for? Come on, you can do better than that. Is that what we're striving for? Okay, that's what I'm thinking. So with that, beloveds, let us go into prayer as Christopher Brown brings up the prayer box. And I invite the practitioners to surround the congregation. And we do that so you know who is praying on your behalf. If you are doing some of the things that I asked you to do in this talk, you need to be talking with these people. And so we come together in this spiritual community together today, knowing that the truth is exalted. Praise God. Just like I am looking with the eyes that are my blessing to be able to use my faculties, to be able to appreciate that I'm able to stand upright of my own accord, that I can speak and I can hear my own voice, and I have an audience and a congregation, a spiritual community to speak to that's listening in, that I can see the different representations of spirituality right here in our beautiful prayed up sanctuary for over 80 years, or over 70 years for sure, approaching 80. We are so blessed. This is God in expression. And God is everywhere present, whether you call it God or you call it Spirit or you call it Pachamama or Holy One or Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Jehovah, whatever it is, it is. It simply is. It's all in the one, and we recognize it in different cultures and in different ways as that supreme one source of creativity and oneness and truth. We give thanks for this now, for knowing this, for recognizing and lifting it up and knowing that it expresses as each and every one of us in all of life. Whether it's the plants or the animals or the waterways, the elements, the galaxies, the stars, it's everywhere present all at once with no beginning, no ending. It simply is forevermore. And in its fullness and in its truth and vibrancy, we bless it and give thanks for it that we are a part of it. And so as we honor this day and as we open up our prayer blessings, I know that this box that our beloved Christopher Brown holds all of these prayer requests that are in here, I know that all of them are blessed with exactly what is needed, when it is needed, and how it is needed. I trust in that. And I am knowing that all of our prayers are answered, whatever it may be, for everything, for anything, for all of it. I am so grateful to know this truth. And so as we pray our prayers collectively together, I am grateful to pass my word to our beloved Reverend Jerry to finish the prayer and join me in this consciousness.
And I too am so grateful to step into the energetic of this prayer with each and every one of you. The tone has been set for ease and peace, grace and love, joy and comfort, and so much more. So as we come together and bless this day, our nonprofit partner, 100 Trees for Humanity. 100 Trees for Humanity is a Black-led urban reforestation tree planting organization, organizing cities and communities to plant trees for climate and for public health and for our beloved Mother Earth. Just praying and knowing that she continues to support us as we continue to honor her, taking care of all that needs to be taken care of, to bless our planet, to keep it thriving, to keep it supporting us as it does. And blessing our world and everyone and everything in it, and blessing, again, our Mother Earth, just holding her and knowing peace, divine order, right action, harmony, and wholeness. And I claim and accept and know love and comfort and peace of mind, health and healing for all those impacted by challenges of whatever type. And for all the prayers in our Ministry of Prayer box that Reverend Sunshine has addressed, to knowing that those prayers are uplifted, they're held, they're supported by this loving consciousness of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living practitioners. And for any and all prayers that are being requested here today, for Adrian B. Ryan, the husband of Joanne Pierce, for Vicki Pierce, for Mary Sloan, just knowing that loving arms of spirit are supporting and surrounding each and every one. And we're holding our very beloved Robert Leeds and his family in prayer as they continue to release Robert's mother, Gloria Leeds, just holding Robert and his family, holding them, uplifting them, knowing that their beloved mother, Gloria, is being held in the arms of the loving Spirit Almighty. And I ask you now to please go within your heart and call forth a name or names of any of those who are in need of a prayer this day. And just whisper those names into the sacredness of this sanctuary right here and right now. George Carter, Mary Carter, W. Joe. And as the names continue to be spoken, we know and give thanks for that activity of spirit that is flowing through each and every one of us, through each and every name that's spoken, through all of life, knowing that God's grace and love is our sufficiency always. We give thanks for this. We rejoice and celebrate in this knowingness. And now I release these words into that universal law of love, the law that always, always takes care of our heart's desires. How good is that? How good is God? How good is Spirit surrounding each and every one of us as we continue to lean into Spirit each step of the way on our life's journey, blessing it all, knowing it is so good. I let it be now, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, practitioners and ministers. And thank you, beloved Reverend Sunshine Michelle Coleman, for this beautiful message today. Did you receive the word? Yes. Woo-hoo. We are such a blessed community, and these blessings come in so many beautiful ways, not only through this amazing minister that is our senior minister here, but through the beautiful musicians that always support us. They support our spiritual transformation and growth. All of this is such a blessing, and it's because of the gifts that you give to our spiritual center that allow this all to be so. So I'm inviting you now during our conscious giving time to know that there are many ways for us to give here at Oakland Center. If you go to our website, on our website there's a donate button, and in that donate button are just so many beautiful ways to give through the donate button, of course, through Zelle, through text to give, and through our giving baskets here that we have up front. So another fabulous way to give, of course, is through our pledge. So if you haven't pledged, I'm encouraging you to do so. I know that more people have pledged than all those stars on our pledge poster, our Brighter Horizons. So after this message, I'm going to be there with the stars and inviting you to pick up your star if you haven't. If you haven't pledged yet, the stars are always available, and thank you so much for the givingness of spirit that shows up through each and every one of you. You don't need to be a member to pledge. The cards are in the seat pockets if you want to consider that and go within, because we know as you give, you do receive. I know this to be the truth in my life always as a giver, and I want you to all step into this law of circulation with me. Those of you who haven't, and those of you who have, we know greater good is yet to come. So please join me. Hold your gift to your heart, and we are going to say our giving affirmation together. I freely give what I have, and the divine source multiplies it in return. And so it is. So as our musicians bless us with our giving music, please come up to the baskets.
Remember when we first found love, how it felt so good. Kind that lasts forevermore, so you thought it would. Suddenly the thing you see got you hurt so bad, so bad. How come the things that make us happy make us sad? Well, it seems to me that joy and pain are like sunshine and rain. Joy and pain are like sunshine and rain. Over and over, you can be sure there will be sorrow, but you will us hurting each other. If it ain't one thing, it's another. When the world looks down on you, love somewhere around. And I want you to know that joy and pain are like sunshine and rain. Come on now. Joy and pain are like sunshine and rain. 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 Joy and pain are like sunshine and rain.
Wow. Let's give them another hand for our musicians. Kev, Lukeman, Dame the drummer, and Clark Sims. Thank you so much. And let's give another big hand for Reverend Sunshine Michelle for a fabulous talk today. And we are remembering the message up until now. So thank you to everyone who had anything to do with the service. And thank you for seeing, it's actually wonderful to look out here and see everybody all energized and loved up and prayed up. So we have an affirmation. I have thank you. I think I did all the thank yous. And we have an affirmation. So I invite you to, what? Oh, the pray. How can I forget all of us practitioners? I knew there was a very important thing. So, we are practitioners, and what do we love to do? Pray. So, we have in the back of the sanctuary is all set up, and I will be there, and practitioners will be there, and just to give you a prayer for whatever it is you need and want, and it's anything on your heart. So I invite you to stand, and we'll read the affirmation together. As I know better, I do better. I accept the wisdom my mistakes have helped me to realize. I am proud of my accomplishments. I am growing and becoming. I am my greatest work in progress. And so it is.